This year, the Daniel L. Ritchie Award goes to Kevin McNicholas, founder of KM Concessions and Service Systems Associates, the people who bring you all the goodies at the zoo, among other things. This honoree believes in giving a hand up to anyone he can, and that includes especially his large family of employees. Like Bill Daniels, Kevin McNicholas is known for his compassion and long record of community service.
In a way, animals are Kevin McNicholas' best friends. He's built two very successful businesses supplying concessions and souvenirs at 15 of the nation's top zoos. But anyone who knows Kevin knows his keenest interest is in people. His career in concessions started as a teenage popcorn vendor at the old Denver Bears Stadium in the 1950s. Later, he saw the opportunity to start his own business and proposed it to then Broncos coach Lou Saban.
When I met Lou Saban, and it was at a bar out in North Denver when the Broncos headquarters out in North Denver. And I told him what I want to do, sell programs, souvenirs, and cater the press box. He said, "Can you do it?" You know, it's kind of gruff. I said, "Yeah," and coach, "Yeah, coach, I can do it." He said, "Well, then go do it." And I said, "Well, do we need any agreement?" "I don't need an agreement, do you?" I said, "No, I don't." I did that for the Broncos for 23 years and never had a contract.
To Kevin McNicholas, ethics in business is based on that kind of personal commitment that everyone you deal with can rely on your word. That includes employees.
Most of the people that I employ are young people. Most. Other than our management staff, but even that, they're pretty young. That opened the door, or I began to see that therein lies the real key to what I can do for the community, is to get young people into the business world and hopefully teach them that there is a right or wrong in business as well as in personal value.
Kevin likes to point out what he calls his favorite success stories. His chief operating officer, Tim Brantley, started out washing dishes years ago at the National Western Stock Show. Kevin Eldridge, the chief corporate officer, worked his way up from selling sports items at Mile High. And Becky Brown, the woman who now manages the Hungry Elephant restaurant at the zoo, was once an hourly temp at the stock show. Hundreds of teenagers have been touched by the experience of working for Kevin McNicholas.
These young people need to know that they can be ethical, and perhaps that's the reason they'll be successful.
Besides his own children's school tuition, Kevin is currently putting 7 other students through high school or college. He donates time and money to other educational causes and provides food free of charge for dozens of benefits every year. He's also active with the American Ireland Fund, Catholic Charities, the Police Memorial Fund, and many other causes. His friends call him an outstanding humanitarian. Characteristically, he sees it more modestly.
I'm truly honored by this award. When I came here this morning, I parked at a parking lot over there. I didn't have any change. And so I stopped next door and I said to the guys, would you mind changing this bill? I need to put some money in that parking lot slot. And they said, sure, we do it. I said, I'm going to the Business Ethics Award luncheon. And there was 3 young people there that they all start like this. Ethics in business is an oxymoronic statement. And that really hit me right bang here. I thought, wow, now that may be isolated, but then again, maybe it's a reflection of how young people somehow think about us. So I wanted to share that story with you because it sort of leads into how humbly proud I am to receive an award for being ethical in my business practices. And I accept that award On behalf of my lovely wife, Mary, and my family, 2 of my children are here, Brendan and Shannon. I accept that with my corporate family here. I love all of them dearly. And I thought, I want to accept this for maybe the thousands of business women and men that conduct their businesses ethically. We all believe that if you shake somebody's hand, the deal's done. That if you give your word to an employee or to anyone, they absolutely have to count on it. That a good business deal is good for both. That not all things are negotiable. Truth, for example, certainly your principles cannot be negotiated. That there are some absolutes that exist in the world. Not everything is relative. There was a couple of young guys, we were discussing the theory of relativity, and they seemed to think that everything was relative. And I said, well, I know one thing that isn't, and that's gravity. That's an absolute. If you go on top of a building and you deny the law of gravity and you step off, you're going to go right down. So there is some absolutes, and not everything is relative. Truth is another absolute. In addition, and perhaps finally, I'm guided mostly by the fact that compassion is my benchmark. I think that if you are a compassionate individual, you will absolutely be successful. For truly, in my opinion, the only true measure of morality is compassion. I thank you very much for this award.